is Saturday, July 18, the 14th week in Ordinary Time. With almost no editing, today's first reading could appear in today's New York Times, though written by the prophet Micah 2,700 years ago. Woe to those who plan iniquity and work out evil on their couches, he writes. Not to mention in their private jets, private islands in the Caribbean, homes with 5-figure square footages and 7, if not 8-figure incomes. They're evil, yet more tax breaks for the rich, yet greater disparity of income among classes, yet less safety net for the poor, and no justice for migrants. Micah continues, they covet fields and seize them, houses, and they take them. Just as they did in the mortgage and banking crises of 2008, in the proliferation of ultra-high-end construction in big cities, and the burgeoning Airbnb sector that takes rental housing off the market. The psalm takes up the theme. The wicked man glories in his greed and boasts that God will not avenge since there is no God. His mouth is full of cursing, guile, and deceit. Under his tongue are mischief and iniquity. And this man's sister, we should note, with her PhD in clinical psychology, wrote the whole thing down in our nation's newest bestseller. Pay close attention, though, to God's assertion that follows in the psalm. Behold, I am planning against this race an evil, from which you shall not withdraw your necks, nor shall you walk with head high, for it will be a time of evil. Sounds like the coronavirus to me. Not to mention scoffers who don't wear masks, but carry heavy artillery as a Second Amendment right, and the plume of dust and hot air from the Sahara moving toward the east coast, and the temperatures in Siberia hitting 100 degrees just this week, and the tundras becoming dry fire hazards, and the glaciers melting at both poles. Yet he is at work among us, Jesus the servant God has chosen, the beloved in whom God delights. Perhaps we do not see him because Isaiah promises that he will not cry out, nor will anyone hear his voice in the streets, but he will bring justice to victory, and in his name the Gentiles will hope. Did you see the Black Lives Matter painted on 16th Street? Community efforts nationwide to re-envision policing? 80% of Americans wearing masks? It all takes time, but it is God's time, and God's time is best.